Good morning. Thanks for tuning into another installment on This Day with Christy. Howdy. Today is Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. Today we're going to take our magic van to the past, the present, the strange, and possibly other dimensions. That being said, let's hop in our van, put on some tunes, like WCDI for example, and begin our journey. No, not the band. I know that was a dumb joke. Today in music history, we only travel back a few years to 2018. Guns N' Roses break ground on YouTube. In 2018, a new digital milestone occurred when Guns N' Roses' November Rain became the first video released before the advent of YouTube to surpass 1 billion, yes, that's billion with a B, views on the platform. Excuse me. One of the most expensive music videos of its time. The 1992 visual was directed by Andy Moorharan and featured supermodel Stephanie Seymour, the then girlfriend of frontman Axl Rose. The power ballad, which peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, also marked the longest song to enter the U.S. top 10 at the time. I'm still going against that with Alice's Restaurant, which is a very, 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 very long song. And I did see Arlo Guthrie in person, which was really cool. Anywho, we're going to pop this van into hyperspace when we land in 1972 when Elton John earned his first album in the U.S. with his 5th studio album effort, Honky Tonk Chateau, named for the 18th century French chateau in which it was recorded, Chateau de Harouvel. The album featured the top 10 single Rocket Man and Honky Cat. In 1958, John Lennon's mother, Julia Lennon, was killed by a car driven by an off-duty policeman. While John was 17 at the time of the tragedy, lived with his Aunt Mimi. He was very close with his mother. His mother was his biggest supporter at Quarryman Knowles. His mother, the loss inspired several of the artist's songs, including 1968's Julia with the Beatles, and then his 1970 solo track, Mother. John's first son, Julian, was named for Julia. That's sweet. In 1956, 13-year-old Frankie Lyman with the Teenagers became the youngest artist to hit the top spot on the UK pop charts with Why Do Fools Fall in Love. And our magic band seems to be getting a contact high as we travel forward again to 1989. Pink Floyd performed on a floating barge in Venice's Grand Canal during the Italian city's annual Fiesta del Rettore. More than 200,000 fans attended the show, double what authorities had prepared for. Taking over buildings and bridges along the San Marco Basin following the concert, which also was broadcast to global audiences, the Italian army was called in to help clean up the trash and damage that resulted from the overflow of onlookers. They really had to call the army in for that. Now it's time to go over and take our fan to factoids where we can find facts. Today is officially celebrated as Pet Fire Safety Day and Gummy Worm Day. We start our travel in 2018. The 2018 FIFA World Cup occurred in Russia with the final held at Moscow's Lusinski Stadium. France's first goal was an own goal by the Croatia team, which was the first time this had ever happened in a World Cup final. In 2006, Twitter was launched to the public. It rapidly became one of the largest social media platforms in the world. In 2009, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince movie by J.K. Rowling was released. In 2005, American rom-com Wedding Crashers premiered. In 1988, American action film Die Hard was released in the U.S. The all-time classic movie stars Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, and Alexander Goodenough. In 1980, President Jimmy Carter's brother, Billy, negotiated as a foreign agent in Libya. In 1932, U.S. President Herbert Hoover slashed his salary by 20% and his cabinet members by 15% due to the Economic Act signed on June 30th, 1932. Our last leap, we're going to test the limits of our magic van all the way to 1741. After an expedition heading north, the Russian navigator and captain Alexei Cherykov spotted southeast Alaska and sent his men to explore. Although they never returned, they were the first Russians to set foot in Alaska. Update, because I have to know. They were actually somewhere. There was two separate places. One was when they died on the trip over because of ship crashes. But when they actually came over, the natives killed them. Go natives, sorry. Anywho, now let's hop back in our magic van and put on our thinking caps because it's time for trivia. Question: what scene from U.S. history is depicted on the back of the $2 bill? Answer: the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Question: what's the only gemstone produced by living creatures? Answer: the opal. Not the opal, the pearl. Sorry about that. My brain overheated and I lost something somewhere along the way. Anywho, it was the pearl. Question: before people made jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween, which vegetable did they carve faces into? Answer: turnips. Bonus question: what is the world's hardest natural substance or material? Answer: the diamond. Okay, time to take off our thinking caps and put on our party hats because it's time for birthdays. 1946, Linda Ronstadt. 1947, Roky Erickson. 1949, Trevor Horn. 1952, Johnny Thunders. 1956, Ian Curtis. 1956, Joe Santorini. 1966, Jason Bonham. 1973, John Dolmayan. 1977, Ray Toro. And 1990, Ali Alexander. If it was your birthday today, happy birthday to you, and I hope you have a great one. Stay safe. You can catch us here 7 days a week with Brian Rockstone on WCDI, and don't forget to check out Top Rope Report every Sunday and Wednesday. Have a great day, people. Ciao.